Djay Pro AI for Android. I wanted to find out if someone with an Android tablet could do the same thing and get the same experience as they would with the iPad with the Android. So let's get started right now. When you open the app, they both look exactly the same from the first thing that you see. Every button is exactly the same except for these plus and minus buttons for to speed up and slow down the track are next to the BPM slider on the Android one, and they're like under the jog wheel on the iPad one. But besides that, I can't see any differences just by looking at it right now. Classic mode. Let's first start with the most important thing, which is loading up a song. So I'm going to press the music select button on both at the same exact time. And you will see that with the Android device, I don't know if it's just this Android device, but it is taking extremely longer to load up even just a playlist to get a song going. So now I'm going to go to the same thing. All right, and now we're going to load up the same song at the same time on both devices. And they're both connected to the same Wi-Fi, obviously. So Djay Pro is done loading, and I am still waiting for the Android device to load. Again, it might just be this device, but so far it's a lot slower. And which, when you're DJing, you really need to do everything in real time. So this might be challenging, especially if you want to do gigs and start making a career out of DJing. But you could definitely load up a track. It's just taking really long to load and really long to analyze. So on Djay Pro AI, I already have the key and the BPM right there. It has the BPM and it's still loading the waveforms and the key. Now another difference, when I went to go, if you hold in the music select button on the iPad, you could use the haptic touch and you get these 4 options: scratch, tool, Shazam, eject, load next. On the Android tablet, there is no haptic touch, so you will not be able to do that. So BPM works fine. And also the screen response for the Android one is not nearly as good as the screen response for the iPad. The iPad everything's in real time, everything you touch you could do, but with the Android one, there's kind of a latency in the screen, and it's a little bit annoying. All right, next, let's connect the controller. So to connect, I'm going to be using this Hercules Control Mix. So to connect the Hercules Control Mix, you're going to go to MIDI devices, Bluetooth. Well, let's just do them both at the same time. So we're going to press the middle button here. And then we are going to go to our settings. Now we're going to go down to MIDI devices, Bluetooth DJ controller, and boom, I'm connected on my iPad. It says that you can use Bluetooth controllers and regular controllers with the app for Android, but it would not load. I was not able to do it with this Android device, so you may have difficulty plugging in controllers, which will make your DJing very limited. Let's go press the middle button, see what we see. And on the iPad, you see we get all of these options: Classic Pro, Auto Mix, 1 deck, 4 deck, video mode, which video mode in 2023 is kind of very important, but you cannot use any of that. You can't use Pro mode, you can't use the looper, you can't use Auto Mix. Well, you could use Auto Mix, but it's in the paid version. I didn't sign up for the paid version, but you only get 2 of these boxes instead of getting 2, 4, 6, 7. So it is limited in that way. I think every DJ should use Video Mix in 2023, and with the Android app, you cannot do that. You cannot do 4 deck, and you cannot have access to the looper in that it would be a whole section like this. But if you press, Let me go back to classic. So I'm pressing these three dots. So we do have the looper in the middle. You need the looper and sampler, you need to get the Pro version. But we could... So with the Pro version for the Android, you get access to pre-queuing, auto mix, sampler, and looper, but still no 4-deck and still no video mode. We do have looper, we do have sampler, but you can only use these three in the middle instead of having in Pro mode all of these or all of those. So feature-wise, it is limited. Now, I'm curious to see what effects. So if we press this button, which is the like mixer button over here, we get to here. So if you look at on the iPad, we have Neural Mix, which you could simply set. What it does basically is it separates the vocals, and you can either make an acapella or you can make an instrumental right there. So there is no Neural Mix on the Android. It's only for Apple. So you have the effects, and we only get the essential effects packs. It is limited to the essential, whereas on the iPad we have all of these like hundreds of effects instead of just like 7. If we go to loop, you got auto, bounce, and pad. For the iPad, you have saved loops, and you have quantize over here. Let's go to cue points. I don't think you could change the color or the name of the cue points on the Android app. And then the mixer is exactly the same. BPM slider, BPM slider. So yeah, basically you can't really DJ with Djay Pro AI for Android. It is just limited to classic mode, which classic mode, even on the iPad, is really limited. And if you're going to DJ professionally, most DJs are going to use Pro mode. If you only have an Android tablet, yeah, you could get the feel for DJing. But if you are looking to take DJing seriously and professionally, look into getting a used iPad or a new iPad, because it is 1,000 times better than DJing with the Android tablet. So thanks for watching, and if you want to learn more about DJing with the iPad and DJing with Android and Djay Pro AI, subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. Thank you.